What was the real reason Zia resigned? I know obviously he's still in the fold, but what actually happened?
You'll have to ask him, to be honest, because I had no sort of dealings with Zia. My understanding was that he worked incredibly hard. He built up a network of branches, up to 400 branches. And as I said, the job was so all-encompassing that he'd had enough and decided that it was game over.
Right.
And that's when I was asked to come in. And I think that's when Nigel realised that actually, I think just looking back at how the party formed, remember, after the Brexit Party, or certainly once we'd left the European Union, it was left down to me and Richard. There were only two of us left. Even Nigel disappeared. And so we went, and we were then the Brexit Party, and then we became Reform UK. Richard said to me, he came to my house in Suffolk and said, would you like to be deputy leader? And I said, Richard, there are two of us in this party, so probably that would be a good thing. It's you and me. So the two of us carried on as Reform UK. We then did the branding into Reform UK because we went from a single issue party into multiple issues. And then, of course, we were polling at 1-2%. We got it up to 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9%. Fast forward to today, depending on which poll you read, but 33%. If there was a general election tomorrow, we would go from having 5 members of parliament to 373 members of parliament, even maybe over 400 members of parliament. That is a meteoric rise by any sort of means. And actually, in some ways, the reason I think the reason Nigel called me is because I trust him, he trusts me. We've worked together for a very long time. At the essence of this operation, we're a very small team. We're a tiny team. And it's important that we trust each other and we understand the motivation and how we professionalise. And actually, what we've done in that short space of time, I would liken to being a startup business. So Zia did the startup of this party. We're now the SME of that party, the small medium enterprise. We're now becoming the big corporate. We're not a company, but I'm sort of using my analogy from running a business. So
does that mean they'll kick you out soon and get someone with big business experience?
Well, that may be true. But of course, so, and I've seen this before. So I ran a PR company and I started with 4 staff and I ended up with 50, 60 staff in offices in London, San Francisco, and in LA as well. And of course, as you grow, and I can see it again, you get the same problems coming back time and time again. You start getting silos and you start getting sort of, like in any business, you get people who are briefing against other people and all the rest of it. So I try to keep as flat a structure as I possibly can. It's really important that the staff here are invested in what we're doing.